In the book of Numbers, you have the story of Balaam. Balaam was a non-Israelite believer in God. He was a prophet, but he wasn't Jewish. And you see, the king of Moab feared Israel because he saw Israel conquering other nations. I'm probably going to do what everyone else does and blame the devil for my inability to speak right now, but Balaam was basically going to be hired by the king of Moab to go to God and to basically curse Israel. You see, Moab wanted to defeat Israel, and so he thought that he can get Balaam, who was a known prophet, well known, and who knew God, the God of Israel, to see if he can get God to come against Israel. And of course God wasn't going to come against Israel. So Balaam went before God with a sacrifice, I believe, and he asked God, give me permission to curse Israel, because Balaam on his own understood that he couldn't do this. And the reason why he wanted to do this was to get a reward from the king of Moab. And God told him, leave my people alone, basically. They're blessed. Israel is blessed. You see, but the Moab king insisted that Balaam go and curse Israel. And so Balaam saddled on his donkey, got on top of his donkey, right, and was going to still go to curse Israel, despite God clearly telling him that Israel was blessed. And so he disobeyed God. Now, while Balaam was taking off, the donkey was scared. He was startled because God had sent one of his angels to basically stop Balaam, and he had his sword pointing at Balaam. And Balaam got mad because he couldn't see the angel, but he got mad at the donkey for stopping. And the donkey spoke and said, "Why do you hit me, master? Don't you see that there is an angel before you?" or something like that. Anyways, so the angel tells Balaam, "Why are you getting mad at the donkey? If the donkey didn't stop, I would have cut you with my sword." Sorry, I'm getting McDonald's. The point of the story is that sometimes there's going to be Balaams in your life. Your enemies are going to try to get believers and other people against you. They'll spread all types of rumors against you. They'll try to make you look bad. But in the end, you see, those who have the Holy Spirit will recognize other people who truly have the Holy Spirit and who know God. Though they might be fooled at first, if these people truly know God and they have the Holy Spirit, you have nothing to worry about if your enemies try to get people like Balaam, people who know God, against you. Because they'll eventually expose themselves and you'll show them exactly who you are, which is a child of God.